Picture this. It's the year 12,025. An archaeologist kneels in what used to be downtown Los Angeles, brushing sand away from a strange layer of rock. It's not limestone, it's not sandstone, it's something weird, a black glittering layer that shouldn't exist in nature. She takes a sample back to the lab. Under analysis, it's a fusion of plastic, volcanic rock, and organic debris, melted together like some kind of industrial accident frozen in time. They call it a plastiglomerate. And it's everywhere, a thin, unnatural stripe wrapping around the entire planet like a scar. This is us. This is our mark on Earth, not our cities, not our books, not our carefully curated Instagram grids. Just a layer of melted garbage in the geological record. Welcome to the Anthropocene, the age of humans, as future archaeologists will actually see it. Here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. We might be the most silent generation in human history. I know, that sounds insane. We take more photos in 2 minutes than the entire 19th century combined. We've documented every breakfast, every thought, every moment. We have exabytes of data, billions of hard drives humming away in server farms across the planet. But here's what Vint Cerf, one of the literal fathers of the internet, has been trying to warn us about. All of that data is written on the most fragile medium ever invented: magnetism, light, electrical charges. A clay tablet from ancient Mesopotamia can sit in the dirt for 5,000 years and still be readable. You can literally pick it up, dust it off, and read someone's grocery list from 3000 BC. But a hard drive? 20 years in a closet and it's corrupted. 50 years and the data is completely degraded. It's called bit rot, and it's already happening. Right now, there are millions of photos, videos, and documents from the 1990s and early 2000s that are already unreadable. Not because they were deleted, but because the file formats are obsolete. We don't have the software anymore. We don't have the operating systems. We don't even have the hardware to read the disks. Cerf calls it the digital dark age, a time when future historians will have more information about a random Roman peasant's daily life than about yours. Because the Roman wrote on stone and you wrote on the cloud. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let me remind you, NASA lost the original high-quality Apollo 11 moon landing footage. Not because it was deleted, because they recorded over the tapes to save money and didn't keep backups in a format that could be read decades later. If we can lose the moon landing, we can lose anything. And hey, if the idea of your entire digital existence vanishing into the void like a forgotten MySpace page is mildly terrifying, maybe hit that like button so the algorithm doesn't bury this video in the digital dark age. Just saying. Okay, so if our words, photos, and videos all vanish, what's left? Well, future archaeologists won't find your tweets, but they will find chicken bones. I'm serious. In 2018, a study in the Royal Society Open Science argued that the domestic chicken, Gallus domesticus, will be the defining fossil of our era. Not lions, not elephants, not even humans. Chickens. Why? Because we slaughter 70 billion of them a year. 70 billion. Their bones are piling up in landfills and waste sites at an absolutely staggering rate. And because modern broiler chickens are so genetically modified, twice the size, twice the growth rate, completely different bone structure, they're radically different from any chicken that ever existed before 1950. Future paleontologists will look at the fossil record and see a sudden, planet-wide explosion of these weird, oversized chicken skeletons. And they'll know something strange happened here, something industrial, something human. The chicken bone is our version of the trilobite, the marker fossil of the Anthropocene. And it's not just chickens. There's that plastiglomerate I mentioned. Actual rocks made of plastic fusing with sand and basalt, first discovered on beaches in Hawaii, where bonfires melted discarded trash into the ground. It's denser than loose plastic, which means it sinks, gets buried, and will sit in the sediment layers for millions of years. There's the concrete, except here's the twist. Our modern skyscrapers are less durable than Roman structures. You heard that right. The Romans built with volcanic ash and lime, and their concrete gets stronger over time because seawater reacts with it to form minerals that actually heal cracks. That's why 2,000-year-old aqueducts are still standing. But modern reinforced concrete It's got steel rebar inside, and that rusts, it cracks, it crumbles. Engineers call it concrete cancer. Most modern buildings are designed to last 50 to 100 years max. So in 10,000 years, the Colosseum might still be standing, but the Burj Khalifa? Rubble. Now here's where it gets eerie. Scientists know that some of the things we're leaving behind are dangerous for a very, very long time. Specifically, nuclear waste. The Waste Isolation Pilot Plant in New Mexico is a deep geological repository designed to store radioactive material that will remain deadly for 10,000 years. Think about that timeline. 10,000 years ago, humans were just figuring out agriculture. We didn't have writing, we didn't have cities, and now we have to figure out how to warn people 10,000 years from now, people who might not speak English, who might not even use language the way we do, to stay the hell away from this site. It's called nuclear semiotics, and it's one of the most fascinating and disturbing projects in human history. The team proposed building massive earthworks, huge, jagged structures that evoke dread and unease, spikes jutting out of the ground, landscapes designed to feel wrong. The goal isn't to explain, it's to trigger an instinctive get-out-of-here response. They also created pictograms, simple images of faces showing sickness, suffering, death, buried messages in multiple languages and scripts, hoping that something survives, that someone will understand. But the whole exercise reveals something uncomfortable. We can't even guarantee that our language will last 10,000 years, let alone our operating systems. The pyramids have hieroglyphics. We'll have corrupted PDFs and a vague sense of dread radiating from the desert. You know what will last, though? Your subscription to this channel. Okay, that's a lie. It won't last 10,000 years, but it'll make the algorithm happy today. And honestly, that's the best any of us can hope for in this late-stage digital capitalism. So subscribe if you want more existentially unsettling science content, or don't. The future archaeologists won't know either way. So let's zoom out. What will future historians think of us? They'll see the Great Acceleration, the graphs that show everything spiking after 1950, population, energy use, carbon emissions, plastic production. It's all a hockey stick, a sudden, violent explosion of human activity compressed into barely a century. They'll see a species that reshaped the entire planet in the blink of a geological eye. They'll see a layer of chicken bones and plastic rocks and radioactive isotopes. They'll see the chemical signature of our fertilizers in the soil, the remnants of our concrete cities crumbling into dust, and the strange, engineered monuments we built to warn a future we knew we couldn't speak to. But they might not see us. Not our thoughts, not our art, not our arguments or our jokes or our heartbreaks or the millions of little moments we tried so desperately to preserve on hard drives that stopped spinning decades ago. Because we built a civilization for right now, for the feed, for the algorithm, for the quarterly earnings report. We didn't build for forever, and maybe that's okay. Maybe legacy isn't about being remembered. Maybe it's about what you do while you're here. But it's worth asking, if you could only leave one thing behind, one thing that would actually last, what would it be? Would it be a photo no one can open? A server farm full of unreadable code? Or would it be something physical, something real, something that doesn't need Wi-Fi to exist? The Romans left us aqueducts. The Egyptians left us pyramids. We're leaving plastiglomerates and chicken bones. And honestly, that tells a story too. It says, we were here, we consumed, we transformed. We didn't think much about what came next, but we were here. And in 10,000 years, when some future archaeologist brushes the sand off that weird, glittering black layer of plastic and rock, they'll know something happened, something big, something strange. They'll know that for a brief, chaotic moment, a species looked up at the stars, invented the internet, ate 70 billion chickens a year, and then, just as quickly, was gone, leaving nothing but the fossils. If this video made you think, share it. If it made you uncomfortable, good. That means you're paying attention. And if you want to explore more ideas about what it means to be human, past, present, and future, subscribe to SAPIEN, because the algorithm might bury us, but at least we'll go down swinging. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.